Doing very well. And I wanted to remind everybody that today is daylight savings, and we had to jump forward an hour. And what happened was I was so worried about being late that I was like super early. I got up early. I went to bed early. I changed all my clocks early. Because, when you have a whole day, you don't want to be behind, especially on a day like today.
Yeah.
So, but it seems, I'm not feeling it, but call me later today and I'll tell you if I'm feeling it.
Yeah, because you got up too early. So that extra early, because you lost an hour of sleep in a sense. So
Yeah.
today you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I need my bed.
Absolutely. Well, I just wanted to welcome everybody here. Thank you for coming and watching. We all love when you're here, and thanks for hi Donna. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming back. I read for Donna just I think it was the other day with Scott, I believe. And I am Lulu is here. Aw. And today, Akela and I will be taking your questions, and we asked if you could use caps and emojis. And just as a reminder that the questions are chosen at random, and we are coming on just a little bit early, just because we were both ahead of the game and on the ball. We're like, let's go ahead and turn it on. And Cindy's heart is here. Jessica, everybody's here. Lauren. That's so nice. And it's not even 11 a.m. yet. So I love it. I'm a morning person. My husband is not, and it's like he says, "Don't talk to me." He says, "Don't talk to me until after I've had my breakfast," because like a serious thing. I can say, hand me the whatever, I can say whatever I want, but
Mhm.
if I need to tell him something or talk to him seriously, he's not quite awake yet. Where I jump out of the bed and I'm like ready to go. Well, give me 15 minutes. But at night, poof, at 9 o'clock at night, I just something really shuts down in my brain and I just get into this like really relaxed state.
You
So, how about you, Akila?
I'm the same way. I'm an early bird. I get up early. Whether I'm working or not, I'm up by 6, 5:45, 6 ish. But like you, by 9 o'clock, I'm knocked out. I'm in the bed on my second roll, and my kids are like, Mom, what are you doing? Sleep. I sleep.
Uh-huh.
Then you go to bed too early, you get up too early. And I don't know if you're like me, Jean. I dream all night long. So no matter what time I go to bed, I still get up tired
Mm.
because I'm dreaming all night long. And I'm like, why? Why am I dreaming all night long? But it's okay. But I'm still an early morning person. I've tried to change my work schedule from 7:30. I can't because I'm up at 6 o'clock to be at work for 7:30. So yeah, so I
Mm-hmm.
understand how you are. I'm like that as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Bora is here and Abby is here. Nice to see you. Rachel H. So nice to see everybody. So I see that Lulu has a question, and I'm going to turn off this banner just so you guys know that we're taking all questions, except for political, of course, and just use caps and emojis, and that the questions are chosen at random. So I'm going to turn that off. All right. So Lulu says, is there a specific message from Spirit I need to know? I'm on a path to spiritual awakening. Congratulations, Lulu. The first one takes a minute to.
Connect. Mhm.
Mhm. So Lulu, they're what I'm hearing when I connect to you that it's important that you keep a journal and one place where you write things down. I know whether it's your phone or a journal, and even to transfer it to a place where you keep all your notes in one place because a lot of things are happening and changing and it may not make sense or you may not remember the acceleration when you're going through an acceleration until after. And when you look back, you're like, oh, I wish I would have wrote that down. That, oh, and your dragon's coming in, Miss Lulu. I see a dragon for you, and your dragon has green eyes, really pretty eyes. And but it's like a bluish, greenish, grayish dragon with you know, a little bit of scales on it. And he's facing this way, which is unusual. He's facing this way, but he showed me his eye when I was talking about it. So I'm not sure if you've had experiences in other realms or experiences during your meditations, but make sure you and you know, describe everything that occurs to you or that comes into your mind. I feel like you are coming onto your spiritual like your psychic clairvoyance and clair-knowing. And it's really, you'll wish you would have had it. You'll wish you've had a record of what happened when. It's important for when you look back. How about you, Miss Akela?
So this is interesting, right? So for Lulu, immediately I felt like my heart took a leap, like if I was being not pushed in, but saying to jump in, jump right in. But I felt there was a little bit of hesitation, but your guides are encouraging you to go ahead. Don't be afraid, jump in. And so that's what I got. And then I decided to pull a card for you, and I got Joan of Arc. Can you see that? And the card says, Joan of Arc was a sacred activist. Do not be afraid. Stand up for your beliefs, which is in line with exactly what I felt. There was a bit of hesitation, but whatever you do, you know, make sure you call your guides in and ask them for guidance. There's nothing for you to be afraid of. They're going to be there to protect you. So ask them to protect you in whatever it is whichever path you're going on. And yeah.
She was just confirming that she does keep a journal daily, and she adds all those types of entries.
So I'm going to show you the card again. Again, that's Joan of Arc, sacred activist. And it says, do not be afraid. Stand up for your beliefs. And that's what I have.
Sorry. They changed these things around, you guys. That they won't. I'm so sorry. Give me a second. I got to find it. There it is. They changed it so you can't like make somebody big and have somebody small. You can, but I've got to figure it out. I don't know how to do it anymore. I know. They you know, a lot of people need to show documents so that when you choose this, it takes me out. This is the one that we usually use. I know.
Lulu has
pardon?
I was just about to say, Lulu has a follow-up question. Did you see that? She said she's curious as to what the dragon represents. And I got strength. I immediately felt strength, Lulu. So I don't know, Jean, what are you feeling?
Protection, too. Protection, and he's a guide. He's a guide for you. He's very loving, and he's very spiritual, and he's going to help you on your spiritual path, for sure. He's amazing. These green eyes were just, when you look, just do a Google search for dragons with green eyes and see if you can find something that really resonates with you. Very interesting. Okay, so thank you, Lulu. Next, I have Aram369. Please and thank you. I am a writer and get rejections after rejections. Will I ever traditionally publish my books? Let's check with the pendulum. Remember, Akela, you said, oh, let me go get my pendulum. Well, I have good news and not so good news. So which do you want to hear first? Well, the good news is you will publish your books, and the not so good news is I heard needle in a haystack. it's almost like you have to find the publisher that is interested or that is supporting the type of work that you want to publish. And perhaps in the genre that you're writing, whether it's a technical book, whether it's a fantasy novel, or whether it's, a autobiography, maybe find certain publishers that do, this type of put out this type of work, or children's books, whatever it might be. But it's not like a needle in a haystack, but it's important that you find that match. It's, it's almost, you'll have to kiss some frogs before you find your prince. So I wouldn't hesitate sending out to like 100 publishers at a time. Like, just send it out there. Instead of doing two or three and then hoping and waiting, because it's like a numbers game, and you really have to detach your emotions and just say, hey, look, you want in on this one? This is what I've got. You want in on this one? And try not to, I know it's your baby and you have emotions, but try in that process of finding a publisher, try to look at it as a numbers game, and try and keep your emotions separate, because that's the business side of it. And it just takes time. I don't know if you know any freelance editors. Maybe you can go through an editor and see if they can recommend, like, if you look up editors and you find an editor that does book, for personal editing books, they may have a particular publisher that they work with or that they know would be good for you. Like, try and get recommendations. Also, if you're in a book club or a writers club, recommendations, like word of mouth recommendations, would be really helpful. But it has no reflection upon you or your work when you get those rejections, and you really just have to chalk it up to, that's their loss. I'll find somebody who wants in on this magic, and you really have to keep that tough skin up, because you can't let that. It is frustrating, and waiting is not easy, but knowing that it may be hundreds of submissions later, it might help you to put things in perspective rather than hanging on one or two at a time. I hope that makes sense. How about you, Akela?
That's exactly what I was feeling, Jean. I felt that it'll take a little while for her to find the right publisher for her book. I'm sorry if I'm saying she and her. Please, they'll find the right publisher for their book. But you will find a suitable publisher. So then I asked, will you find a publisher within the next 2 years, in our earthly time, right? Because there's no time in out there. And I got a no. So then I dropped it down and I asked, would you find a suitable publisher just overall within a year's time, in our earthly time? And I did get a yes. But as Jean said, you want to find the right one for you. I feel like what I'm feeling now is that you will find one, but it's not going to be in flow with you. So there's you're going to have to keep going. Don't jump at the first offer that you get, because it may not be in your highest good. So keep looking. Your book is going to get published. You're going to be excited when it gets published. And yeah, all the best with that. Arum 369. I hope that helped.
I know it's not easy to hear, but I have to tell you what I hear when they say needle in a haystack. It's just, you try and just go after it in every different direction, and try not to take it personally when you get those rejections. It just means they have so much on their plate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you really have to look at it in a different way. It's hard. It's hard not to have that emotional connection to the outcome. And you know what? Start writing your new book while you're waiting. Don't hold on to it. It's hard. I'm so sorry to keep saying that, but okay. All right. So I see Cindy's heart is next, and after Cindy's heart is Jessica Lynn. So Cindy's heart. Hi, Cindy's heart. She says, I would love to know the message. a hawk that visited me was bringing for me. You're the second one that talked about a hawk. I don't know if you know that. There's somebody else who was talking about a hawk that came to visit them. These hawks are messengers for sure. Let me see Cindy's heart. I think they are a messenger and a spiritual protector. They watch over you. They are sort of zeroing in on your energy. They're connected to your frequency. And they're reminding you to keep a perspective on things, not to get mired in on the details. You can also look up the spiritual meaning of hawk, and hawk is actually my spirit animal. But my spirit animal helps me with traveling and protection, and he has my back, and he makes me laugh. So I don't know if you want to incorporate hawk as your spirit animal, or if you want to just get a message from the hawk that is presenting itself to you in nature. But it is, if you're noticing it and you feel that there's a meaning, then that is your soul responding to the energetic sort of ping that this hawk is sending to you. And it's almost like they want you to know that you're being protected, you're being watched. There's others that are above that are watching over us, as well as they want you to not get so mired into the details, and to take a step above and sort of just observe. And yeah, that's what I got. How about you, Miss Akela?
Okay. So initially, when I read Cindy's message, my eyes were pulled back to heart in her name. And I feel like what I felt like when it pulled me back to your heart is that the hawk is reminding you to go within, be in your heart space. And I'm not saying you're not, but that's what I felt when it took me back to your heart. But then I also felt I could actually see this this hawk, and the intensity that it was looking at you with. And I actually did it squawk. It'll be interesting to know if it's squawked at you, because I heard the squawk. But I don't have an eagle deck, but I do have a Phoenix of the Oracle deck. And the card I pull for you, which is beautiful, all this red, strength. And that's a phoenix, but it looks like a hawk in this image. So the hawk, and also Jean said something that it's reminding you that you are being watched over as well, because the intensity that I saw this hawk looking at you with, it's letting you know that you are being seen. It is here with you. It's watching you. You're guided. You're protected. So go within. If you want to communicate with this hawk or the hawks, go within your heart space, and the hawk will be there waiting for you. And it's interesting, right? And because we have in this image a woman with a hawk. It's a phoenix, but to me it looks like a hawk.
Yeah,
And
that
that's
is amazing. And I think that's a really good tip that, I sometimes assume people know that if we want to connect to nature, we can call it's like the consciousness of hawk, not that hawk, but the archetype, or the consciousness of hawk, or the consciousness of trees, or the consciousness of water. And we can tap into that overarching energetic field and connect and find out what that meaning might be for us. So that was really good that you pointed that out. That you can go within to find them. Cindy, I hope that was meaningful for you. I didn't see any responses, but maybe you stepped away. Maybe I'll ask. Jessica Lynn, are you still here? And Miss Sherlock, are you still here? And then Abby. Yay!
Jessica. Ooh.
All right. I mean, it was so early in the morning. I didn't think I had to do it, but that's okay. May I have a message for the upcoming eclipse? Oh my gosh. I was just listening to Pam Gregory this morning. They say it is an event we want to pay attention to, an event we want to watch and be witness to. And it does depend on each one of our own personal birth charts, natal charts, how it will be affecting us. But I think that it's going to be spiritual and it's going to be emotional. I know that all of the planets are in Pisces, so it's like really lopsided. And I do have Val from Illumination Portal coming on my channel later today. We'll get a better look at it. But they just they want everybody to take care, watch your step, don't drive too fast, make sure you walk purposefully, make sure you take time to meditate and bring in those spiritual energies, and you may be able to access connection to your spirit guides. I think it's a lot of this, sort of common sense as well as opportunity. But that's just what I'm feeling for you, Miss Jessica. And I think that goes for all of us.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I can go next, Jean?
Yeah, please. I'm done. And we'll go back to Cindy's heart when we're done.
Yeah. So when you read Jessica's question, I immediately felt a feeling of not to worry, because of where certain planets may align on your chart. Some of us may be, if we're paying attention to the astrologers, we may get worried, fearful. So the feeling I felt in my heart was, don't worry. Don't worry about it. And as Jean said, yes, be aware of what's going on, but don't wallow in it, right? And for some reason, Jessica, I don't know if dragons are your thing, but I was led to my dragon deck. And the card that kind of flipped over for you was the magenta dragon. I'm going to show you the card and then I'm going to read the message for you. Okay. It says, the magenta dragon enables you to bring forward your soul's wisdom, awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding. Be prepared for accelerated ascension. And this is the magenta dragon. So maybe for you, Jessica Lynn, you are having some growth. Maybe you have a lot of soul wisdom, and this eclipse, since you asked the question for you particularly, may be a way for you to bring forth some of that wisdom. So as you lay in meditation, ask your guides to help you on this accelerated ascension that you're going to be going through, and to help you bring forth that wisdom and use it in the way that you need to. Here it is again. Beautiful. Oops. I can never get these lined up properly. There it is. Magenta dragon. And that's it that I have.
Thank you. And Jessica did follow up and let us know that there are two eclipses. The lunar eclipse is March 14th. And then, whenever there's an eclipse, there's also an opposite and equal eclipse 2 weeks later because of the way of the rotation. And then the solar eclipse is on March 29th. You're welcome, Jessica. I wish I could tell you more. I really, yeah, but yeah, Miss Miss Sherlock, you were called. Let me see. It is Miss Sherlock. You're after Jessica. You're next. And then Carter Deluxe Abby, you're after Miss Sherlock. And then, so it's Miss Sherlock, Abby, Donna. And thank you all for being here and for asking your questions and for hanging out with us. Oh, we love having you all here. Yeah, and the Ides of March, Ginny said. Oh, you know what? I was going to go back and give this follow-up. So Cindy's heart followed up with you. She must be just a few seconds behind on the live. She said the hawk landed on my balcony and it did
It's great.
screech at me and
Mhm.
it sat and looked at me.
Yeah.
It does resonate with me. Thanks. Oh my gosh, it did screech.
Mhm.
Did you
I
hear the screech, Akela?
did. I heard it. But when you would think he kind of the way he looked at it, I saw it from an angle. So when I looked at him, the bird, need to stop. He kind of his head was kind of like tilted in a way, and he had this intensity in the way he looked at her. And I was like, wow, okay. But you are watched over, you're guided, you're protected. So all the best.
Donna says, I just got goosebumps. You know, we call those truth bumps, Donna. So it resonated with you. How lovely. Miss Sherlock is here and she said, may I get a message from my father, Don? Wow. Take a second to switch over into mediumship. The hawk is still here hanging out with us, right? I'm looking for him. Did he have dark eyebrows, like heavy dark eyebrows? Like bushy eyebrows? A lot of men do. Let me see. What else are you showing me here, Don? He almost had like not a rugged face, but like a weathered or a maybe he worked out in the sun or was out in the sun. Um, did he have? I see him. I see a man who has squinty eyes, weathered skin, and sort of bushy, maybe salt and pepper eyebrows. Um, but a very kind face. What else you want to show me, Don? He's saying back in my day, feels like he was around at maybe like a decade, not a decade, a century ago in the 1920s. And he's telling me that that he's saying history repeats itself. Because he's saying back in my day, this is what we did. And he said, you know what? He said we had fun, we enjoyed ourselves, we went out and we had drinks, we went out to dinner, we met with friends, we were social. He said life continued no matter what was happening across the world. He said it's important to keep your spirits up. He is saying that I don't know if he got to know you as an adult. Did he pass maybe midlife, maybe like in his 50s or early 60s? I just feel like he didn't get a chance to either that or maybe you had moved away. He just felt like he didn't get a chance to he he was the father figure and the you know parent figure, but when you grow up and you start having your kids and he's the grandfather, you sort of that relationship changes a little bit. And he's telling me he didn't have a lot of time to get to know you as an adult. He loved the outdoors. He's very kind, and I guess that the rest of that. He wants to let you know that he's proud of you. He wants to let you know that he loves you. And he wants to let you know that he's doing very well on the other side. Did he like horses? He's really given me this rugged outdoor kind of thing. But he's letting you know that all of his hopes and dreams have come true, and yours will too. How about you, Miss Akela?
Okay, so it's taken me a while to get Mr. Don in, but the image that I did get, it's the best way I can describe it. And the era was the Temptations, the way they dressed. That's what I'm the person I'm seeing. Oh, he loved the outdoors. Yeah, that's the imagery I'm seeing, but I'm not getting a message. I'm just getting a laid back kind of I can't think of the right word, but a cool, chilled kind of personality. He wasn't rowdy. He wasn't super quiet. He was just in between that blend. But the two cards I got, the first one says he had to leave that way. And I'm not I'm feeling more of it's the time, not so much how he left, but it's the time that he left. And then the second card says, you have nothing to feel guilty about. So I'm not sure if you are battling anything that like Jean said. I don't know if you feel guilty of maybe what I'm hearing is like something happened and caused a distance. I don't know if it's a distance. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of little hearts, yellow hearts in my behind my lids. I don't know if there was a distance between you all or something occurred that caused you all to be pulled away. That's kind of like the guilty feeling that I'm feeling. But he wants to let you know that you have nothing to be guilty of, whatever occurred. And he had to leave, however it is that,
Yep.
he had to
I
leave.
felt the regrets, and he said his new wife hated her. Yeah, that's really difficult to have that separate you two. And he does feel that longing, that missing, missing the opportunity to get to know you as an adult, and having that wedge between you. He does have those regrets.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's sending you yellow hearts. I don't need to look up what a yellow heart represents because it was rather specific. I'm going to do a quick check, Jean. And it depends on what it means for you, Miss Sherlock, but just know that he's sending you yellow hearts.
All the best to you, Miss Sherlock. Thank you very much for your question. And Carter Deluxe, which is Abby, is here. And Abby, just say hello. I think if you did recently, it's okay. She said, does Spirit have a message for me? I'll find it. Let me see if Abby said. Okay, I saw her. Yeah. Hi, Danielle. Nice to see you.
Carter Deluxe.
Okay, Abby's here. Message for Abby from Spirit.
Yeah, you're right. There's some exceptional and
So I just hear them saying, trust yourself, that whatever your intentions or ideas or attempts are, is you're heading in the right direction. You're on the right path. You've made the right decision, and they want you to trust yourself. Is that your phone ringing?
No, I'm trying to figure out. You hear a ping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anything on my computer, but I keep hearing this pinging.
Oh.
Maybe it's saying, every time you say something for Abby, it's like yes, and yes, and yes. You see, and yes.
That's amazing. It has. Here, let me mute and see if it does.
Okay. I don't know.
All right, let's see if it does it now. That is strange.
Yeah.
Abby's freaked out now. She's like, "Oh my gosh." But they want you to know to stick to your guns and follow your heart. Follow that you. She heard the man too. No, that's my husband. He just came in the door and he took a phone call. But he doesn't. It's not his pinging. It's
Yes.
pinging in here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, they feel it feels like to me that you are wondering if you're making the right decisions, that if you know if everything is going all right, and they just want to they just are confirming that all the decisions that you've made and are making are the right ones because you're following your instincts, you're following your gut, and they just want you to know that. So that's what I was getting for you, Miss Abby. How about you, Akela?
Okay, so immediately for Abby, I got my heart opened up. And the message I got from my heart opener was to trust your heart, believe what your heart tells you, which is also in line with what Jean says. Your heart will not steer you wrong. So it was more so focused on the heart, but I also wanted to pull a card for you, Abby. There it is again. Oh, that's another validation. Trust your heart. Oh, do you have some cords you need to cut? Is that why you may not be believing what your intuition, what your gut, what your heart is telling you? Because maybe you are, what I'm getting, listening to outside influences. Cut those cords. Release. Okay. Release. Release those people. Release those things from you. And one of the ways you can do that is when you meditate, you can ask Archangel Michael, to come in, or whomever you choose to use, to come in and help you to cut those cords. You can ask your guides to guide you to whomever you may need to go to cut those cords, because that is those cords are what is causing you to doubt. You know the answer that you have is right, but those influences are causing you to doubt yourself. So I just want to see one thing here real quick. Cut the cords. It says, if you are finding yourself hanging on in a situation you know is unhealthy or negative, angel wisdom is encouraging you to call upon the help you need to release yourself from it. Know that angels are guiding you to surrender the need to direct and control at this time, so you can welcome in the spiritual support that is available to you. So call on the angel.
And she says, I've been doubting myself more than I usually do. Yeah.
Yeah. You have
Yeah.
some cords that you need to let go of. Okay. All the best, Abby. And that's it I have for me, Jean.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Miss Abby, and all will be well.
Yes.
All will be well. They're trying times out there. So I have Donna, Bernadette, Sonia, and Scott A. That's if we have time. We're going to try and get there. And I see you, Danielle. I'm not sure if we'll have time, but Donna is next, and then Bernadette. And Donna says, and then Sonia. There's got to be something in your room.
There's something, and it's not popping up on my main screen.
That's all right.
Okay.
So
that
Donna says, I just quit a job I only was at for 2 weeks. I went in yesterday and the vibe was so bad I left. I'm going to find a job soon. Am I going to find a job soon that will be better for me? Donna, it's not easy. But what I feel is if you can mend the job that you left because it was so bad. I think that there's a lesson in it for you. I think that, sticking together and collaborating or, persevering, I feel like there is a lesson in it for you. But I see that you don't have a lot of investment into the position, but you leaving the job, I mean, making the decision to not stay there, yes, but you leaving the job isn't benefiting you and it's not serving you. And I know I mean, unless it was abusive and aggressive and violent, then you would have to call authorities. But I think that, negative, argumentative, and dysfunctional is something that we all need to witness right now for some reason. And as you heard me say, argumentative, dysfunctional, and chaos. It is on the microcosm as well as the macrocosm, as well as in our lives, in our home, in our job, as well as in our country, as well as in our world, and maybe even in the universe. And it is, I think it's maybe a lesson in timing, in, biding your time, having persistence and calculated type of what's best for me. I understand that you wanted to leave and that you left because of you were overwhelmed, but I don't know if you can smooth that over in any way, or if you already wrote to them and told them. It's not anything that's pleasant. I just feel like if you felt it in your bones. I felt like my heart was coming out of my chest, and they were in bad mood, was busy, the manager was mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like the next job that you get, that manager there is going to be mean too, because until you heal, witness, or overcome the lesson that is there for you to find, you're going to keep coming up with it. I went through 3 different places and found 3 different managers who, and my husband kept saying, "Can you find a job where your manager doesn't have it in for you?" Because it was like everybody. And I did. I finally faced the last manager, and I just told her that, she was a crazy, lying, deceitful, what do they call it? Sociopath. And I had to find my strength and find compassion, that I could see her in a different light, that she was going through something worse than I was. And it wasn't my issue. And empaths, it's hard not to take somebody who's disruptive or who's acting out, and not to take that as our own, or to cause blame on ourselves for somebody else's behavior. And this is coming up a lot. I did a reading like this a couple of days ago. Another woman's manager was just ruthless and just over the top, and would not, you know, was really just blatantly greedy, and I don't know what you call it, but she's, so it's okay. It's okay. It really is okay. It sounds like somebody's ringing. It's a ringtone.
Yeah, I put it on sleep, do not disturb. Huh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix it out.
It made you feel like it was on your own, but it's okay. And there is a lesson in there. And I asked for help. Good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You might have to turn the phone off to stop the sound. Do you have your phone on?
Yeah, but it's not this phone that's doing it. Yeah, I'm gonna
Mhm.
I'll get to it.
It's coming through your laptop. Is that
Yeah.
what it is? Yeah. That's all right. Don't worry about it. We'll work around it. We'll do the best we can. But I do understand, Donna, but there is a lesson in it there for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about you standing up for yourself and you separating yourself from like, you don't have to take all that energy on. Your boundaries and your, separating yourself, that you're not causing it. You're not in it. You're not uh, intertwined in it. Um, the it was in they were in a bad mood and it was busy and my manager was mean. Yeah, people get mean and things get busy and people are inappropriate. And it's important for us to be able to be in our center and be in the empowerment of ourselves, of our own energy, and be able to have those boundaries and still continue and move forward. I don't know if you can smooth it over for them for some reason, Donna. And I'm telling you, I would say head for the hills. But I think it's a lesson in tolerance. It's a lesson in compassion. It's a lesson in looking at it in a different way. It's not necessarily patience. It's not like it's a matter of you taking care of your empathic tendencies. You're an empath and you feel when other people are mad, it's overwhelming for you. When other people are angry and busy, that's overwhelming for you. But you are very sensitive. But it's important for you to maintain your own energy, your own boundaries, and to still work forward. Um, Still move forward. And, it may take you a couple of times. Maybe this one isn't the right one for you. But yeah, no, I understand. I understand. And just know that if this does come up in another position, I mean, it takes a lot to find a job. And I would hate to throw away all of that effort just for, not just for, but yeah, I do understanding needing to remove yourself from the situation, but I don't know if you can smooth it over. For some reason, that's what I feel. How about you, Miss Akela? Maybe Akela has something a little different.
No, no, I have the exact same message. Because as I was putting back my cards and I asked my guides, should I put it back for the next person or what should I do? And a card flew off the deck. And guess what the card says? Learning experience.
Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh.
It flew onto the floor. I had to go pick it up. Learning experience. And you see
Oh,
what angel, look, and I'm getting chills now, is holding that light and its heart. Even though, Donna, the job may have been, I have two other cards, even though the job may have been feeling like it's stressing you out, you were there to shine your light. You were there to help shift. I, I'm going to say energy because that's what's coming to my mind. But your light was there to bring, you were there to radiate, to change. That place needed you in that moment. And I understand it's hard to stay in a place where you're feeling frustrated, burnt out, not appreciated. But let me read real quickly. It says, inner peace and a sense of security come from overcoming hardships. Without the challenges that life has presented to you, you wouldn't be the person you are today. This is a time for you to reflect on the incredible strength you have, right? The second card I got for you was vulnerability and freedom. Okay. It says it isn't always easy to put yourself out there, but you are being encouraged to do so now. Drop the shields and barriers that you have put up because these walls are preventing the world from seeing your light.
are you kidding?
I am not kidding. This is if you have this deck, Angel
Oh
Guide,
my
right? The third card I got for you, Donna, was courage and bravery. And I think if I'm correct, this is also Jonah. You have the courage. And you're a Leo. You have the strength within you. Don't, even if you don't go back to that job and the next job comes and you are going through the same situation,
Really?
stand there and shine your light. I'm not saying to tolerate nonsense. I'm not saying to tolerate disrespect, right? That's why you have human resources to deal with that. But that you have your light. Here are the 3 cards. And that facility, it was a learning experience for you, but also it may have also been a learning experience for that manager. So I wish you all the best on your journeys. And your name, Dawn, another thing, your name stood out. Your name says Donna. The dawn, the morning sunshine, the
light.
the light. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've got the chills now too. She said she's bawling. It's up to you, but it was just something to offer to consider. And only you know what the limitations are. But it's just the energy around it. And if it's not this one, it's the next one. And maybe, believe me, it took me 3 times. I didn't learn my lesson the first time or the second time. I had to go through 3 bitchy bosses. I mean, really, holy terrors. I would come home and cry. I know. But until I found out that they were there to show me how strong I really was, and to find my boundaries, and to find compassion, and to look at things in a different way. And I'm telling you, I was screaming at the top of my lungs when I would come home. I was absolutely just traumatized by everything. But I've learned so much, and I've related back to that message, so that lesson, so many times in my life, saying that showed me how strong I really am, how compassionate I can really be. And when you're ready, Donna, but it may take you 3 times, and I don't, or 4, it doesn't matter, but just consider it. I love those cards, Akela. They were spot on. Oh my gosh. Whew. All right. Bernadette said she's here. And Sonia, you're next. Hi, Bernadette. She looks so cute. She says, any messages for me from Spirit?
Okay.
You're welcome, Donna. Thanks for rolling with the punches there. It's not easy to hear. It's not easy to say. So, Bernadette, are you? I feel like you may be a little. They're telling me that you may be hard on yourself, and maybe not as kind to yourself as you could be. And I think that sometimes you feel like if you're hard on yourself, that would be motivating. And sometimes it can be, but in this case, it's really not. It's not serving you to be hard on yourself, and it's going in and getting into that flow, like you say, why can't I get this done? I wanted to do this, this, and this, and there were only 3 things, and I couldn't even get the first thing done. Why can't I finish this? Or why do I keep procrastinating? Why do I want to start something and then something else pulls my attention? And it's really being kind to yourself and going with the flow and trusting the universe. If you start something and it's a series of 3 tasks and you get pulled away, just trust Spirit that there's a lesson in it for you, and go with the flow, go easy. And then know that when the time is right, you'll come back to your tasks and you'll complete them. And try not to beat up on yourself or judge the situation, whether or not you could or couldn't, or whether or not it worked or it didn't work. And just try and sort of count your blessings, and know that going with the flow and feeling where you're being drawn is all purposeful. And understand that your best laid plans may not be the trajectory that you're meant to be on. And try and go with the flow a little bit. Try and give yourself the benefit of the doubt, a little bit of slack, and know that that to-do list, it can start the next day and the next day. You just put it on the next day. But really try and be kind to yourself and to your heart. That's what I've got for you, Miss Bernadette. How about you, Akela?
Okay. Man, we are on the same wavelength today. Because Bernadette, my head started to hurt. And at first I thought, okay, is it that she's all in her head? Or, your crown chakra is up there. But because it didn't feel like my crown chakra, it was more in the back. I figured, okay, it's not any download she's getting that's causing the issues. You're just in your head. And I pulled, actually, 2 cards flew out the deck. They want you to relax. Okay, so relax and nourish yourself. And that nourishing yourself is positive talk. Stop beating yourself down, because beating yourself down with negative talk isn't going to help you. So, one of the things I have at work on my desk, I have 3 monitors, and on each monitor I have, I love me. I love me. As simple as that. And it reminds me to love on myself. Don't be hard on myself because something didn't go the way I wanted it to. There's a reason why it didn't go that way. Maybe it was for my highest good. Think of it, you have an appointment and you're running late. Then you go out, there's traffic, there's all sorts of things going on. And you get higher up the road and you realize, oh, there was an accident. Well, don't beat yourself up because you're late, because you don't know if you may have been in that situation. That could have been your car, but it wasn't, because you were protected, you were blocked. So stop being in your head, stop overthinking, stop talking. She said she started many she's having so many blocks. The blocks are what you are creating. When you go to paint, free your mind. Even if you just do a 5-minute meditation before you go into painting, just to release, and just go on there, and wherever the strokes take you, just go with it. So then you're too much in your head. But then I asked for a color for you, and I put down the deck, and I got the color peach. And what does it say? Peach says, inhale a breath of life. So the color peach is reminding you to breathe, relax, nourish yourself, meaning to talk good to yourself. When you go to that to paint and you feel that block coming on, so you know what? There's not a block. And just what I just got in my head is picture a stream flowing, right?
I love it.
So where rocks are in that stream, the water finds its way through and around the rocks. So when you feel that block, just as spirit, come in. Help me to let that picture that those blocks is a stream, and just let it flow, because you're relaxing and you're letting it go. You're letting spirit lead. Okay?
Oh, that's perfect. I love that. I love that. All the best to you, Bernadette. Thank you very much for your question. And next is Sonia, and then after Sonia is Scott.
Okay.
All right. Sonia says, may I have a general message for this week, please and thank you. Oh, Sonia said she could take that message too, about being kind to yourself.
Yeah.
It's really important, because a lot of these are universal messages.
General message. I'll go, because a color card flew out the deck, Jean.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sonia, what I got, the card that flew out the deck for you was the color turquoise, right? And it says to awaken your empathy. And I've seen you in the chat, and I feel that you are empathetic, but be empathetic to yourself. Stop being, is what I got. Stop being so hard on yourself. The same grace you give to others, give to you. And look at all the different shades of blue in this card. So whenever you're feeling like you're going down that path. I just shared the stream. Maybe for you, think of the ocean. Think that you're in the Bahamas, Barbados, with the beautiful turquoise beaches. Just envision yourself sitting on the sand, watching this water, watching the sunlight reflect and twinkling on top of the ocean. And that's when you bring in the empathy for you. Okay. So that's the color that I got. I'm going to see what else I get for you, but you can go ahead, Jean.
Thank you, Akela. Akela's on fire right now, y'all. She is working it. She is in the zone. I love it. Oof. Yeah, I think, Sonia, you're holding yourself at a certain standard, and you may be comparing yourself to others or comparing yourself to what you might expect, and accepting yourself for where you are on your journey at this moment. And it's almost like releasing the grip and releasing the attachment to the outcome, and just sort of allowing what is to be. And a lot of this is letting go. A lot of this is moving into the relaxation. A lot of this is moving into that peace, that contentment, that, without the resistance, without the struggle, without the judgment, and move into the allowance. And it's okay to have pauses. I feel like there may be a pause here for you. And I feel like maybe you had an acceleration recently, but now you have a pause. It's okay. And trust it. Believe me. I say the same thing. I'm like, where's all that inspiration I had a few months ago? Now that I have the time, I'm like, what was it I was going to do? And you get this inspiration, but it comes in all at once. And then you sort of acclimate to it. And the only thing I would recommend is to keep continuing with your practice. Keep strengthening your practice, trusting your practice, do your meditations, clear your chakras, work on strengthening your auric field. All of these things are so fundamental, but they it radiates out. And when it's time for us to receive a download or to move up a level, we'll have all of our energy and all of our structure aligned and ready. It really makes a difference. So I always say go back to basics when we have that little bit of a lull. So she says, what I have right above me on my fan chain are all those colors, the chakra colors or the turquoise. I'm not sure. Did you get anything else, Akela?
I got a card. It says barrier, and I'm new to this deck, so I'm reading the card. But I wanted to ask Sonia if her dreams have been kind of like weird, because the card says the qualities of this barrier card. I'm gonna show you the card. Oops, barrier card. There we go. It says self-discovery, illuminate, opportunity, progression, and transformation. So like Jean said, you've had I guess, and I was thinking when Jean said it, a growth and elevation, a spiritual growth is what I'm saying. It says there is a link between full moons and increased risk of nightmares, but instead of fearing these night frights, welcome the opportunity they offer to illuminate an aspect of your life that you are not acknowledging or dealing with effectively in your awakening life, but which you urgently need to for your personal transformation. So this barrier card does tie in because there's something that maybe that you're maybe fearful of, that you need to shift how you view it and let your light shine through that, just like that light in your image. Let your light illuminate through whatever the darkness so that you can reach your full potential. Okay. Hope that helps.
Absolutely. She said, yes, I believe so, Akela. And she also said, there is, and not getting into gear at work on my place, like needing to rest a lot. Spot on, Jean. Yeah. It's try not to try and go with the flow and really just let go of the outcome and trust where we are is where we need to be at this moment in this time. And hello, Priscilla. She's saying hi, Jean, Akela, and chat. Blessings to all. So nice to see you.
Morning.
The crone zone is here. All right. And Scott is Scott, are you still here? I'm pretty sure he is. But Scott said his mother's name is Susan. He really wanted a reading from a message from his mom. And he said, I don't know where it is. I didn't star it, but I saw it. I don't know why I didn't star it. Yep, he's here. I think you worry about her, Scott. There was a point in time where you were worried about her. She just does no need to worry about me anymore. I'm very well taken care of. And she says, thank you for your concern. And it's almost like your way of showing her that you care. And it's maybe like a family habit, or, that's the way we show each other love. Oh, it's your WhatsApp. Is it your WhatsApp?
I don't even know. Where is it? Hold on 1 second. I'm going to mute me.
Okay. And sorry about that, Scott. Maybe that's your mom calling. I think it's her WhatsApp. It's coming through her laptop. And what I felt like was, when and sometimes it's just an expression of love to be, worried or concerned about another one. But she says there's no need to worry about me. And she just says, thank you for all of your concern, all of your, the sacrifice and the effort and just your concern over her. She knows that, that it was not easy for you. You did, and it is not easy. It's difficult to watch somebody go through the end of their life and not be able to help them or to change that situation. Because you've taken care of her all your life and you made her safe and helped her to thrive and survive. Like, I think you would go over her house and she would say, Scott, can you help me with this? And Scott, can you take out that? And Scott, would you help me with the car? And like, you would help her do things. She would have like a honey-do list. And you were there. I did feel helpless at the end of her life. She just wants you to let you know that she's in a really good place right now and that you don't have to worry about her anymore. And sometimes when we're worried about them towards the end of their life, that after they pass, we still hang on to that sort of last feeling that we had about them, because we imagine them being that, if they were vulnerable or, in a weakened state, we sort of keep them in that state in our mind. And she says, just so you know, she's showing me that she is like, it looks like I don't know what this is. It's round at the bottom and then it has a point at the top, and it's almost like an aura. It's her aura, and she's showing me like it's her light body, and she's showing me that she is just glowing, and she has this aura around her, and she is at her peak. And I don't know if she had something wrong with her teeth, because she said my teeth are pearly and strong. She was showing me her beautiful teeth, and she wants you to know that she is in her a very high state of being. She's very well. She is. She's showing me a dog too. Did she have a? I'm just going to say this. I'm sure it has nothing to do with it, but I see a CNI dog or a dog that would wear a vest. I don't know if that has anything to, or a dog that had like something on his back. Almost looks like one of those CNI dogs. But and she just wants you to know that she is very well. Oh, she found her way. I think she's telling me she has a guide. She has a guide that she finds her way. That she this is the CNI dog. She's telling me a very loyal companion that is helping her find her way. She's good. She's good. Um, and she's saying that that looking down on earth and seeing all of humanity and you going through all of these changes and challenges, that this is where all of our attention is on you. Like, no need to worry about us, that we are very well taken care of, and that they have all the equipment, all the resources they need. And they're just letting you know that they're watching over you and sending you blessings and sending you guidance. I don't, she had a dog. Okay. All right. Well, she's showing me, and you did help her a lot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she's just saying that was interesting. I never saw that, but I feel like it was a loyal companion that was showing her the way and also sending you a guide as well. I don't know if you feel that. How about you, Akela? What did you get for Miss Susan, Mom Susan?
Okay, first I want to apologize for the distraction of the phone ringing and the pinging. I got to figure out how to turn that off so it doesn't happen again. But for Scott, the first card that jumped on my deck, she wants you to heal. You can see that. She wants you to heal.
That's the shape I saw.
That's and look, all of a sudden now I can't talk. Wow. Feel like something stuck in my throat. Even if that healing means crying, allowing yourself to cry, allowing yourself to release, because it looks like a teardrop if you look at it, right? It looks like a teardrop. Stop bottling. Well, not stop. She would like you to not bottle up your emotions. It's okay to cry. The second card I got for you, it says the soul is a soul card. And again, this is talking about releasing. The qualities of this card is release, awaken, transform, evolve, and enlighten. So when you allow yourself to cry, you're releasing whatever you're holding on to. Maybe that's, the passing of your mom. Maybe it's work. Maybe it's friends, whatever it may be. You allow the tears allow you to release, which in turn helps heal your soul and allows you to grow, because now you're opening up, you're awakening, you're allowing spirit to come in and do I'm crying as you read. Wow. You're allowing spirit, and even I feel like I want to cry, but I'm not going to cry on here. But you're allowing spirit to come in and do what they need to do for you, with you. You're allowing your mother, I got this card, to come in. And this card, it says, we are so connected. But then you have these little bubbles like orbs. Or if you think of it, if you jump in a pool or even the ocean, you see those little bubbles below the water surface. These are also like your tears falling. Allow it to release so that your mom can come in and connect more with you. Spirit, I feel like your mom is there with you, but because you may be holding on to so much, it's in a sense creating a barrier where she can't really get to where she needs to. So cry. Cry in the bathroom, cry in your bed, cry, just let it all out. And she wants you to know, and this, it says impulse, but I wasn't too drawn to the word. It's more so the image on the card. See, she's sending you her love, the heart, and then you have these doves, two doves flying high with her love. And I get that, and that's her being there with you. So I hope that helps. And all the best, Scott. But that's the message that I had for you.
Wow. Beautiful cards, Akela. They are just spot on. So beautiful. I love the journey. I love the mirror. I love the soul. And it really articulated what Mom wanted to say, Mom Susan wanted to say to Scott. And to, it's a realization. It's that, that missing the physical vibration of them is difficult to let go, and it does let go in stages. But the trust and the knowing that the love that your mom has for you, and the love that you have for your mom, is always and always will be alive. That did not die. That is still alive. The connection is still real. She can still hear you in your thoughts and in your heart. So trust that and work on developing that, because it is extremely difficult to let go of our parents, especially our moms. So especially if you took such good care of her and helped her so much, because that's the way you showed her that you loved her. Yeah, it's okay. She passed it 10 years ago. It's okay, because we need to get to a certain spot so that we can go through that emotion and let go, or revisit that knowing and releasing, because you were probably holding on to that for this long. It takes as long as it takes, and there is no judgment in that. But good for you, Scott. Good work. Wow. Oof. Very nice. And that is going to do it for today. I want to be respectful. Oh, sorry. I want to be respectful of Akela's time. I will be back on with Allie, Heart and Soul. We're going to be doing a discussion about Carl Jung's unconsciousness theory, and it'll be interesting. So come on over to Heart and Soul Connected, and I'll be there at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And then I'll have Val from Illumination Portal on my channel at 2:30 or 2:45 this afternoon, and that's Eastern. And I forget what it is specific. So I'll be on 2 more times, you guys. So come on back and hang out if you'd like, if you have time. If not, go outside in the sunshine and enjoy yourself, and we'll catch you on the replay. Thank you so much, Akela. You did such an amazing job. So beautiful, beautiful messages. I really enjoyed spending time together. Yes. And I'm looking forward to hanging out again soon.
Yes. And just one thing I wanted to say, because I noticed that we both have brown on. And every time I look at our brown, I'm hearing in my head, remember to ground. So remember, with all the energies that's going on, all the shifts that's going on outside there today, put your feet in the grass if you can, hug a tree, touch a tree, put your feet in water if you can. If you can't go outside, just put water in a tub, soak your feet, and just imagine the water flowing. But just remember to ground and center ourselves. Yeah.
It really does make a difference. It really does. Well, thanks again, Akela. And thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.